rewind back a little bit. My sister and I started a YouTube channel. Saw creating as something I had to do. Tell myself that I am important. Did you consider not returning at all? I'm actually back and I'm pretty sure it's been 2 months. I'll put the exact amount of weeks on the screen, but it has been 2 months since I have uploaded a video. I know Michael uploaded one last week. Really, it was me because I edited it, but he filmed it. I hope you enjoyed watching that video of Michael taking over my channel. But yeah, it's just, so much has happened. I've been away, I've been thinking, feeling, pondering. Maybe some of you don't even know why I went away, but I guess this video will tell you why. I put a question box on Instagram and I asked people to ask me questions about how my experience was taking 2 months off of YouTube and social media. Yeah, insane. Okay, so I got a few questions. Some of them are from friends and Michael. Before I answer any of the questions, I took a break for, I guess, multiple reasons. I just felt stuck. I felt really, honestly, I don't know what I felt. I felt frustrated, I felt fearful, I felt anxious. I was doubting myself a lot. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling me. And I realized that I hadn't really taken a break from YouTube in 3 years. And if you think about it as like a 9-to-5 job, you usually take like I don't know, a couple weeks a year off of work. I guess I didn't get that, and I know it's like not my work, it's like my hobby right now, but I'm striving for it to be my work and I'm putting in 110% in. So it can be, because that's the dream, obviously. Rewind back a little bit. My sister and I started a YouTube channel together. It was called Amelia and Bridie, and basically it was a channel where we did interior design content, DIY, and all that sort of stuff. We got shouted out by Mr. Beast and our channel grew like crazy, like rapidly overnight. We got 180k from like, I think it was 180, I'm not too sure, I can't remember, from the shout out from Mr. Beast. And suddenly we had all these new subscribers coming in and it was overwhelming, exciting. We were having so much fun with it, and then suddenly we saw it dropping, and there's a whole nother video on that. You can probably, it's just about like our journey and the emotional toll it took on us. Going viral overnight was just like insane. Yeah, you can watch that if you want some clarity on that topic, but today I am talking about why I left my channel. I needed a break. I was on the verge of like having burnout, and I could tell, and I didn't want to get burnout. I really didn't, because just burnout is really horrible and it can do some damaging things, and I just wanted to stop it in its tracks before it happened, because I could tell emotionally where I was at. And this break like really got me thinking. So that being said, I'm gonna read some questions. I haven't seen these questions too, so this question says, what would you do differently if you could have that time off again? Oh my golly. Jessica wrote that in. She's my best friend who left for Europe. There's a vlog coming up about that, about her leaving and me crying. Anyways, what would you do differently if you could have that time off again? Oh my gosh, Jessica, why would you do this to me? I'm gonna overthink now. To be honest, I don't think I would do anything different. I think how it turned out was very much God-led. I really felt God pushing me to take this time off, and like I just had like this snap of, yep, I'm gonna do it. I really felt it was very much God speaking to me, saying that you just need to have this break, even though logically I was like, no, I don't. I'm okay and all that sort of stuff, and I was denying it, but really underlying, I was really building up a lot of anxiety with a lot of things to do with like YouTube and getting into habits of anxiety. And I really wanted to, yeah, I actually really see like the importance of taking a break and fasting in this time. And what's so funny is that I took about a couple weeks break, and it was perfect timing. Like, I couldn't have timed it perfectly. Like, God really knew. And the first 2 weeks is when I took a break, was when Michael was on holidays, and a lot happened in those holidays. Nothing bad, just like a lot went on. Like, we had a lot of events on and things to do and all that sort of stuff. So it took up a lot of my time, and I ended up after those 2-week holidays not feeling relaxed. And I said that maybe I would come back after the 2 weeks of holidays. Yeah, and then at the end I was like, dang, I don't feel relaxed, and I don't feel like what I should feel. After having a break. I actually feel like I need another break from that break. And then I prolonged it a bit more, and each week I would ask God, I would say, hey God, is this the time for me to come back or not? And quite often he would say no, whereas I was already preparing what video I was gonna do next. And my brain was like, this is so dumb. Why am I taking this prolonged break? I feel so not productive. What if I'm gonna lose my mojo? Like, all these fears came, and God was like, I have this in the bag. I am in control. You just need to blindly follow me. And that's obviously faith. I needed to have faith in God. And it was so funny when I was having this argument with God in my head. That night I went to church. I went to City Point Church, and sometimes we go to their night church, and sometimes we listen to my sister-in-law and my cousin sing on band, which is really cool. That night they were talking about fasting, and I was like, God, you got me there. And it was just really like everything that the preacher was saying was like, boom, Bridie, you need to listen, you need to listen, you need to listen. I actually posted this on my story. This was the fasting that God was talking to me about in the sermon. Turning to fasting, I think it's cut off. It's biblical and therefore God's design. We see examples in Moses, King David, the New Testament church, and Jesus himself. Feeds your spirit, starves your flesh. So true. Restores and strengthens your intimacy with God. Oh my gosh, so true. Humbles yourself in the sight of God. Brings breakthrough, healing, and clarity. So true. Oh my gosh. Lets you hear God easier. Reveals your true spiritual connection. It's very true. Revives your own life, leading to sparks of revival in your world. A practice of aligning yourself with the transformative power of God. Just reading that, like, when I read that at City Point, I was just like, oh my gosh, God, you're telling me to have a longer fast. And this is what he was telling me. He was telling me to delete Instagram as well, and not just YouTube. Because at that point I was just fasting from YouTube, and then God was like, I want you to get rid of Instagram too and YouTube. I want you to completely delve into me and focus on me in this time. I was like, okay God, I will do that. And I did, and oh, let me tell you, it was the best thing ever for me to do that. Like, deleting Instagram was just so good. So to answer the question, no, I wouldn't do it differently. I feel like God was really in on it. Yeah, I think what I would have done differently was probably deleting Instagram a little bit earlier on. How did you fill your time on the days you'd normally be filming or editing? So I actually have a combination, let's say that word, of photos that I took of random things that I would get up to while having this break. And one of them was I started to get into sewing again, and I think I've sewn since I was like 9 years old or something like that. I had always loved sewing. I loved creating my own fashion. I love making things. I always would like get a Pinterest photo and be like, I really like this outfit, how can I make it? And I completely stopped doing that for a long time. I'm pretty sure after I got married, I just found myself being so much more busier with responsibilities, and I neglected things that I loved doing, which was kind of sad, but I think that just naturally happens. But I'm so happy that I'm starting to like get back into making my own clothes again. I really enjoy it, and I always have enjoyed it. And it's actually, in this time, it actually made me think, wow, like this is, because I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I have several creative passions, right? I was in this big thing in my head, and this is one of the reasons why I took a break. I felt so exhausted from creating, and that's because Amelia and I did so many DIYs for like 2 years doing the Amelia and Bridie channel, and I almost like saw creating as something I had to do, something that was work or something that had to be done. I hated the fact that I thought of it like that. And I think it also links to like growing up, I always was creating something, always making something. Instead of watching TV, I would do a DIY craft, something like that. And I think I just exhausted myself of creating so many things. And I think I tried so many different options of like being creative. And I think I have just gotten so overwhelmed trying all these different avenues, and I kind of just want to stick to one and master one, you know what I mean? Or three. Like obviously there's YouTube and all those other sides of creativity, but in particularly like sewing, I found that I actually really enjoy it and I want to do it more. And I'm saying this right now, let's hope like nothing changes about that, but yeah, I don't know. I felt like a renewing of my mind. This whole process was like a renewing of my mind, and my mind was going, okay, sewing is fun. I enjoy sewing. It's not a chore. It's not something I have to do. I get to do it because I want to do it. And that was really freeing for me, so that was nice. So that's one of the things I did, but I only made one thing, and I made a top, and it was only in like a day. I think I got overwhelmed again about the creative side of things, so I decided after that not to do anything creative, which sounds so sad, but I was exhausted. So instead, I actually found myself spending time doing reading, which I really enjoyed, and also catching up with people. I did a lot of cleaning. The house got very clean. I caught up on all the washing that I had to do, my golly. I've been reading the book Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, and also The 5 Love Languages. Those are the 2 books that I read. I don't know if I read The 5 Love Languages in that time. Yeah, I really highly enjoyed it, and I did a lot of journaling, which was really therapeutic for my mind. Like when I journal, I talk to God, so it's like prayers, which is so beautiful to look back on. It helps me to remember to talk to God, which is amazing. Next question from my husband. Are you happier now? Thanks, Michael. Yeah, I am. My mind feels very free. I feel like the pressure that I've put on myself and the expectations, I feel like they're slowly breaking free, which is really nice. And I feel like I'm happier in like my relationship with you. I'm talking to Michael. I feel like in this time, especially through reading those books, I've learned a lot about myself and how I contribute to the relationship. I am happier, which is kind of nice. So some things that I started to implement in my life while like having this break, and one of them was including veggies and fruit in my diet. I used to always have veggies and fruit, and then as soon as I married Michael, I started having a lot of like Filipino dishes and like dishes that didn't have a salad with it all the time. And I felt like I just like completely cut out vegetables. Not completely, but like not a lot of fresh vegetables. I had a lot of cooked vegetables suddenly, and I wasn't used to that. And I think my body really was like, what are you doing? You need to have veggies to have energy and all that sort of stuff. So I started including them back into my diet more, and especially at lunchtime, because usually lunchtime I'll have by myself. And I've really tried to make an effort of putting like fruit and vegetables on my plate as well as whatever else I'm having. Miles, how did you get that again? Giving myself better lunches because I'm worth it. And I've really been trying to tell myself that I am important, and when I'm eating by myself, I don't have to just eat whatever. I can eat something that takes time to make. That's okay. Feed myself with things that are going to uplift my energy, and I really needed that in this time, because it's so easy if you're having a break or ripping yourself away from something that you know to go into like a depressive state or something like that, because you have a lot of time to think about everything else that's going on in your life instead of just like your quote-unquote work or whatever you've taken yourself away from. I told myself I am worth making a full meal for myself. One time I think I took a photo of it. I was really proud of myself, because usually I would just like do the easiest thing. Sometimes I would just have Vegemite toast for lunch, and I was like, and that's okay, but I would constantly just not put value into what I was eating, because it was just me. I wasn't making it for Michael as well. And that's kind of sad, and I wanted to change that. Something I really like was working on in this like time, I really struggle with like a sense of rejection, which is really sad, I guess. And I tried to like just help my mental health in that area. And also I struggle with like random anxiety of things. Like I'll like be like I don't know, feeling quite anxious over certain things, and I was just really trying to help myself to breathe and to be, and to be still, to be present, to be content. I need to be content. I think I learned a lot about myself in that regard, which was really refreshing and eye-opening. And obviously I knew a lot of those things before, but I think I got to work on it more and talk to God about it. I wrote a note here, and I wrote, I struggle with expectations to the point I don't want to do anything anymore because of the pressure I'm feeling, and that's because I'm putting on the pressure on myself. Yeah, so I've been trying to like not put these expectations on myself, even with everything, like putting an expectation that Michael will respond in a certain way, and then I go, oh, he didn't when I like did something or whatever, and that's because he's not me. I'm thinking this is what I would do, and he does something different, and then automatically, instead of me being happy with what he has done, I feel like, my expectation hasn't been met. And I've been trying to take away expectations off of things in my life, and that's something else that I've learnt in this time. And I definitely think it's like plays into a lot of areas of my life, including like YouTube and having high expectations of myself. But then I also don't put much expectation on myself too, but then I think I worry. I don't know. It's a cycle. The next question is, did you consider not returning at all? I did get a glimpse of what it would be like to not have everyone's eyes on me all the time and to not be posting about my life all the time. And it was refreshing. No, I didn't consider that. I thought about how refreshing it was, like not having to post on stories on Instagram. I think that's the biggest one that got me. I think I felt like I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to post on stories a lot, and that's not okay. And I think I really struggle with deciding. So I go, am I putting pressure on myself? No, I'm not. I want to do this, but am I? And then I go through this thing of like this tug of war. And I think that's why this break had been really necessary, especially to not post on Instagram, not having to post on Instagram. And that's something I was like fantasizing about. I'm like, what if I just had YouTube? Would that work? Like things like that. But then I also enjoy Instagram at times. So it's like, if I were ever to drop anything, it would be Instagram, because I think it's the most toxic for everyone, really. If anything, I would have dropped that, but I'm not going to. I'm excited to do reels on Instagram and things like that, and I do enjoy posting stories. I just think I need to take a break every now and then. And something I realized is that I want to take a break every week on whatever day that I choose. I'm not sure what day it is. I'm gonna try and make it a routine, so I'm gonna pick a day, and I want to take a break from Instagram for that day. So I have no pressure to post on Instagram stories. I think that'll be really nice. I think that will give me a healthy balance to feel passionate about posting on it, and to also have a relaxing break as well. But no, in all, I'm not leaving social media. I still really am passionate about it, and I still really, really love it. But I also found myself being like, oh my gosh, I want to edit a video. I found like a a new desire, a new motivation. I felt like that building up in me, and I kept being like, okay, I want this to be stronger. I want more motivation, and I want to be able to post out of pure joy and passion. How did you know you spent enough time away? Oh, that's a good question. I don't. I think I spent enough time away. I think I just started to feel like this real urge to like editing a video again and filming a video again and wanting to share parts of my life and what I'm doing. The same person asked, what made you come back? I guess it's similar, and I think I already answered that. But those were all the questions that I got. They were actually really great questions. Thanks to everyone that wrote in a question and wrote multiple questions. That was really lovely and helpful to create this video. I'm excited to be back. Expect content from me. I am still navigating whether I want to post 2 videos or 1 video a week and focus a bit on reels as well. But if I want to post twice a week, I might work myself up to that again. But I also have been thinking about the idea of working, because I am working right now. I have a job, but it's like a type of job where I can choose when I work and how many like clients I have and all that sort of stuff. Like at the moment, I'm roughly working either a Monday and a Friday, and then like an hour job where I walk dogs as well. Get like roughly 3 days of work for about roughly 5 hours each, or however the time divides up. And then I'm thinking after work, I'll come home and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to edit a video and film a video or whatever, something like that. And I think that will drive a passion in me to continue on, because I'm so excited to do that after work. I think I need that like separation of, this is my hobby that I'm excited about, and this is my work that gives me income. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you for the support. I will see you next week. Bye. It got so hot. Hi, Miles. Oh my gosh. Oh, bud, I know you want cuddles. I'm filming a video. You know, Mummy hasn't filmed a video in a while. You're so cute. I just love you. I just love you. Yeah. You're lucky, because I don't know where my phone is.